YouTube? What it do? It's your boy Leroy back at it again with another video. Leroy up next on game, baby. But you know we back at it again with another video for y'all today, man. And today's video lesson is just talking about locking in, talking about life, man. You know, maximizing yourself to your best ability, maximizing life, and just trying to organize your thoughts. How you doing? Organize your finances and every area of your life in order to have success. And there's just like so much shit that's just keeping us away from our goals, or just keeping us, not even our goals, but keeping us away from improving or bettering ourselves. You may be improving in some areas and you know it's obstacles in the way, or you may find that some days may be daunting and just hard on you, but you have the greatness in you to keep going and being consistent. And you find that in this life it's not easy. However, it's how you react to life itself and the curveballs that it throws at you, right? But understanding that in this life, we now, and especially in today's age, we have so many different plates that we have to spin, right? We have to spin working, we have to spin our image, right? The way we communicate. We have to work on our digital footprint. We have to work on our appearance. We have to work on our behavior. We have to work on, and all of that is image in a whole, right? ABCD, appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. You have to work not only on that, but you have to work on improving your finances, work on improving your relationship with others, and all of that ties into image, right? You have to work on your fitness, ties into image. You have to work on your other goals, right? Whether that be you want to, let's see here, learn new languages. You know, the part of life that gives us purpose, passion, and growth, that sets a standard to where you're now having to become uncomfortable. This part of life is like all of these different things that we just have to work on, and focusing on not being complacent. And it can get very tough because there's so many different places we have to spin nowadays. If you don't have a routine or making life easier for yourself, it makes it harder. It makes life a lot harder for you to succeed into your goals, into winning in life. And all of these different things need to get figured out. And this is why it's so important to get a coach, mentor, and things of the sort. And you know, people that you can look up to, people that you can aspire to be like, because those are the things that are going to make life so much more easier, and it's gonna be something for you to feed off of, another relationship for you to build. You know, everyone has a sensei, a master that they need to aspire to be like, to look up to, and to learn from, right? And missing that, having that missing link is very detrimental. Like, it's very, very detrimental, because if you don't have the footsteps, right? If you don't have the footsteps knowing how to walk to get you to the path, to the destination that you're trying to get to the guide, if you don't have the guide, the footsteps needed to get you to the destination, it's going to be so much more harder, because you're going to have to figure things out on your own, as opposed to getting a coach, a mentor, etc. Now, that's the thing though. A mentor or a coach is not free. Oftentimes, getting good mentors, good coaching, those things are not free. So that's where money comes into play. You have to get paid because the game is sold, it's not told. So if you want to level up in life, you don't want to be average, right? You have to nail down, right, your finances. You have to nail down your finances. That is like beyond anything else, really, right? We could think about, yeah, if I improve my fitness, life will be better. I could have so many doors open for me if I improve this and that, right? And that's cool and all. Working on those things is cool. Working on all of that stuff simultaneously, like I said, it's a lot of plates to spin. But you start off really nailing down your finances, right? Above all else, you nail down your finances, and you will find, and then use the finances as a tool correctly, right? Learn financial literacy. You learn how to invest, etc. Use it as a tool correctly. You will find the gold mine sitting in that, because then now those opportunities create an overwhelming effect on your life, because now you have the resources that you can use to actually propel your life so much more further. In fact, if you have the resources, hire professionals to help you in those other areas, such as fitness, right? Improving your image, right? Because the fact is, you're not an expert. You're not an expert at bodybuilding or becoming fit, because if you were, you would be fit right now. You're not an expert, and there is somebody that knows more than you. You're not an expert at communicating. You're not an expert at improving your image. You're not an expert at all these different things. That's why finances, getting your finances on point, is the most important thing that you can do, because it allows you to improve every other area of life. That way, you can lock in and actually have more success in the things that you want to have success in. So, knowing that, right, it's all about knowing what to focus on, having the right knowledge, or the right knowledge surrounding finances, and then playing the part with your finances, and then using those resources to better your life. So if you can better your finances, and if you can focus on bettering your finances, then that'll set up the play for the rest of your life. So understanding that finances is probably the main focus you need to focus on. Learning to get your game up, your reading game up on financial literacy books. Learning how to invest your funds. Learning the right opportunity vehicles to help you escape your 9-to-5, so that way you can create more financial freedom for yourself. So you should be spending the bulk of your time, right, on upgrading your finances. Upgrading your finances, and you upgrade your quality of living, because now you have more resources to deploy against coaching that will ultimately help improve you and get you closer to your goals. So finances is the first thing, right? And knowing this, right? Knowing this helps you navigate through life, because like I said, if you're focusing on putting your energy more, if you're putting more of your energy into working out, putting more of your energy into other things rather than your finances, then it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt you. It's not to say that you're not doing something good for yourself, right? You might be doing something that's good in one way, but it's gonna hurt your finances because your finances could be better. So understand, if you put more energy into something else, the other thing is getting less attention, and ultimately it's getting worse, or it is not as good as it could be. So that is why understanding that you having that in mind, now you could navigate through life much more easier. Because knowing that if you put your energy into other things that are not your finances, life is gonna be hard, bro. And money makes the world go round. If you don't have money, bro, I promise you, if you're broke, life is 10 times much more harder when you're broke. Compared to when you have money, life becomes so much more easier. You have problems with women dating, you can hire a dating coach. Improve, you have the resources to improve in any and every area, because there is an expert now that is willing to help you as long as you're able to hand over those resources to the coach, the expert who has more expertise than you. He was willing to help you improve in that area of life, because the game is sold and not told. So that is why finances is the first step, and having all of this place to spend. Now, don't get me wrong, if you find yourself not having time to work on the other things because you're putting so much energy into finances, that's fine, because you'll find yourself having time to do it afterwards. The goal is to have your finances so on point that you will be able to have time in the future. You have to make a sacrifice, and you will be making the right one. Finances is the most important part. So ultimately speaking though, most of you should be able to have time to still spin those other plates, right? Spinning your fitness, spinning your digital image, finding time to read every day, right? You're gonna have to give that a lot less energy than you would. You're gonna have to give that a lot less energy and a lot more energy towards your finances, whether that be working 9 to 5s, having 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, or spending time studying on financial literacy, getting knowledge up on how to navigate money and navigate funds and things of that nature. But all right, guys, that's basically the bulk lesson of this video, is to get your finances in order, and life will solve itself. Everything else will fall into place afterwards. All right, guys? But with that being said, I'm out.